Hello.
Well.
well.
We didn't think we would be here today at this time, having to record this not as a live stream.
I know.
We guys
recording alone.
Yeah.
Something's going on with the OBS. It's like my internet looks fine. Everything looks okay. But OBS doesn't want us to stream. It's so hurtful.
We were having a great time.
We were having such a great
With our
time.
live streamers, with all the Cathys together
But-
arguing about stuff.
Luckily, you'll still be able to hear this as soon as it's uploaded.
I know, and this will be like on our regular videos section of our YouTube.
I know.
When was the last time that happened?
Well, maybe when I did
was
one
out
with
of town.
Janie. Yeah. So
but
not that long ago.
You want to hear something crazy though?
What?
That I distinctly remember.
What?
The last time, I want to say, maybe not the last time, but there was a time where we had to like stop the live stream and just record this as this because something was going on. I was wearing this shirt.
So you're the problem.
Listen.
It seems like there's a problem and it's you.
Listen, just this shirt just brings out the permanence of a permanent video.
Oh.
We're gonna call them permanent videos.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, that is really a way to think of things as glass half
Yeah.
full, and that's lovely.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Congratulations on that.
I am the eternal optimist.
Eternal sunshine, would you
the
say?
eternal sunshine of the optimist prime. Whatever.
All right.
Okay, guys, this whole day is a mess. We're just gonna go. Let's go. Let's get this over with.
Hi, everybody, and welcome back to Two Game That's the Podcast. It's Matt Palmer.
And it's Matt Steele.
And we're back again another week in your ears. We're so happy to be here. And Matt Steele.
Yes.
How's your week been?
My week was good. As you can see, I got a haircut.
Oh.
I went to Masood.
Oh, great. I couldn't see. I couldn't tell that. I mean, I'm so
You
glad.
can't tell the sides are shorter. They're so much shorter.
Since I saw you last, since Thursday?
Well, no, it's not since Thursday,
Oh.
but since last Sunday. I got my haircut on Wednesday.
Well, it looks great. It really looks good.
Well, I know because Masood is great and my
Yes.
hair is lovely. Thank you so much.
Yes, you're welcome.
Thank you, everyone. Vote below if you think my hair looks freshly cut.
Okay.
Anyway, so what else did I do? I got to hang out with my friend Raul this week.
Oh, great.
I spent my Friday night as most gays do on a Friday night, and that is making a Taylor Swift playlist for their friend Eileen because she wants to know more about Taylor Swift.
Right.
She texted me and she was like, Matt, I don't know that much about Taylor Swift and everyone is so obsessed with her and like I feel like I don't know enough. So like, can you give me just like a playlist of like the stuff I should know? And I was like, and when someone gives me an assignment like this,
right.
I go all
Was
out.
this not last week? I swear you told me this already.
Yeah, I've been working on it for a
So
long
this
time.
has taken weeks. Okay.
Yes, because first of all, like she's probably expecting a playlist of 20 songs. Nope, she's getting a playlist of 41.
I mean.
And most people would just send a playlist and be on your merry way.
Yes.
No, I have to like write down an entire whole thing on my notes app, like a whole. You want me to show it to you right now?
If you want, you
on
can.
my computer right here.
No, don't mess with your
I can just
computer.
pull it up on my notes app.
Also, I think you're using have to incorrectly, but I'm excited to see what you
I
decided.
absolutely, guys, I'm a homosexual. I'm obligated to do this on a Friday night.
I don't know that.
And so, because I want to give the whole like context of every single album.
Sure.
So as you can see, we have every album highlighted with why every song is included in the playlist. I'm scrolling.
This is shocking, guys.
And
You
I-
can't see this if you're listening to this podcast, but it's still going. It's like, remember when you did your 2 game minutes, you wrote those out?
This is like 500 2-game minutes, I would say. I go into the depth. When I talk about the Reputation album, I talk about like the Kim and Kanye
Of
drama,
course.
like all of that, because the context is important.
Yes.
So then, of course, I'm sitting there at a boba place doing, this assignment.
Of course.
And my friend Raul texts me. He's like, hey, I'm working, because he works for a music studio. And he's like, I'm doing like all this work.
Okay.
Can I please, I need to take like an hour-long break. Can I just like hang out with you for a bit? And I'm like, yeah, I'm at this boba place nearby. So he comes and he sits down and he's talking about all the ways his career is like developing. And this is why he's so busy with all this and this and this. And he's like, what have you been up to? And I'm just like, I'm
been making a Taylor Swift
playlist for my friend. But I'm working really hard on it and it's really detailed.
That's great.
So I felt like shit.
I do think you should share it with the people on Discord because there are some Swifties in there who want to know. You should just put it as a Patreon post because people want to hear all your thoughts. Like, remember when you made...
They know all my thoughts. They listen to
but
2 Game ads.
They don't see it all written out in like written form. You need to share this or it will be somewhat useless. Like, not in a rude way.
Okay.
If I were a new person listening to Taylor Swift, would I read all of that?
So
no.
I will have wasted my entire
Yes,
life
and so-
if I don't share
so you've
this
gotta share it.
on the Discord.
You got
All
to.
right, that's fine. So coming at you soon, in probably like 6 months when it's finished.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I don't know. It's been a nice week. I can't say that anything
Yes.
else of note besides the Taylor Swift listening playlist writing has happened.
Okay,
Yeah.
well, it's good to have goals.
Oh, I watched Dune, the first Dune again.
Oh,
I
great.
rewatched that because I'm going to see Dune 2 this week. And so I was like, girl, I don't remember what happened in that first one. I just
Right.
remember it was great. So I watched that again. And it's fucking cinema, let me tell you that.
Did you go to the theater for this? Did they like re-release
No,
it?
I missed it. They did
Oh,
re-release
okay.
it, and I wanted to do that, but I missed it. So I just watched it on my tiny little TV.
Oh, it's not. I've seen the TV. It's a good size.
It's a good size, but
Yeah.
not like an IMAX.
Well, no, I don't think anyone's home has an IMAX. Well, I think most people's homes don't have IMAX theaters in them.
Yeah,
Yes?
okay. Yeah. Have you seen a movie in IMAX yet? You said that was
I
like
have
your
not.
goal.
It's a goal. I have a goal, but I need to have a movie that I really want to see in IMAX, and I feel like I don't have that. I want them to re-release the Renaissance concert film in theaters in IMAX, and then I'll see that.
Well, is that what you want, honey? You're not going to get it.
Damn it a lot,
Beyonce has done already everything she needs to do for the Renaissance era. She's moved on to the cowboy hats and cowboy boots.
Is she going to tell us the name of that damn album? Or are we just going to find out on March 28th or whatever? The new one?
I mean, she has to tell us at some point.
I would like to know.
When was the name Renaissance announced?
I feel like earlier on, but I don't recall. I feel like we were like everything was announced about a month before for Renaissance. It was like, this is the date. I know, but I need to look back at that. I could be wrong, but I would love to know more about Act 2 because I love that Texas Hold'em is smashing. I love that 16 Carriages is amazing, but like the idea that like I'm supposed to get no more information between now and like 29th of March doesn't sit well with
I
me.
mean, that's coming soon.
know,
Like,
but
months go by, years go by. Oh, you want to know what today is?
What's today?
We're recording this on March 3rd.
Yes.
Today is the 16th anniversary of when I was first kissed.
Oh.
What don't oh?
I mean, no, I think that's great, and I love that you were kissed. I think it's wild that you remember the dates.
Oh, it was a day, let me tell you.
And I'm
You
happy.
You don't remember the date of your first
Oh,
kiss?
girl, no idea.
You
no
know
idea.
you know I'm good at remembering
I remember
dates.
who it was.
Yeah, well, I remember that's good.
That's
okay.
all I got.
Yeah, mine was my ex-boyfriend in college.
I remember mine was in college as well. We were not boyfriends. I had to take my Invisalign out at a point.
Okay.
That is what I recall about that
well,
evening.
both are beautiful
Very
in their
beautiful.
own regard. Your first
Absolutely.
kiss is always special.
Yeah.
Bitch, mine was.
I just don't
Was
think
it in a dirty stairwell in New York City? Yes.
I can't imagine you kissing in some place that's dirty. Like, I don't know.
Really?
I know.
Why? I
'Cause
mean, it
just-
wasn't like a makeout session. It was just like a nice kiss because that was the day that he told me, I like you. And I told him, oh. And then he tried to kiss me because he told me in front of like a bunch of people, like in a hallway, like people running around. And then he tried to kiss me there. And I was just like, oh, no. We are not doing this for the first time in front of all these people
Right.
who are our friends.
Yes.
And so then like we waited until after like classes were over. This is when I was musical theater school. We were just out of lunch break. And so then like we had to wait until like after vocal performance class and acting class and everything to go to the stairwell. And we talked about it a little more. And he was like, well, let's hang out tomorrow. And I was like, okay. And then we kissed. It was just a little peck. It was very cute.
Oh, you're remembering a peck.
Yeah.
Okay.
What do you mean, bitch? It was the time my boyfriend of like 3 years
I think that's
first
nice.
told me he
That's-
liked me.
that's
And I was
great.
so excited.
That's
it was
great.
like a really exciting day.
I love that.
Wow.
I just think that's great. I think it's great.
I'm sorry that I'm just really good at like fine details, aka the first day I was kissed, and all this Taylor Swift
You
information
do.
that I like to
It's
write
a lot
down.
of details that some would say are unnecessary, but it's good that you have them.
It is. It's
Yeah,
great.
it's great.
My memory's going to be sharp when I'm like 100 years old.
I can't wait for that.
I'm going to be like, it's March 3rd. You know what that means?
I pray not. I'm glad you don't text him on his birthday anymore, truly. Because that was happening when I first met you, and I'm glad that that era has ended.
You know, I hope he's doing well.
I hope so too.
I hope he's doing well.
Yes.
His birthday's June 12th. So June 12th, we're not going to be talking about that when we're recording the podcast.
I looked forward to not talking about that.
Okay. Anyway, how was your week? What'd you do?
My week was good. I'm trying to think what I did really. Well, yesterday we got a bunch of new plants and we finally put them in planters. By the way, remember how last week I was like, oh, I'm trying to get this TV and the new Sonos and like the frame. We want it all to be here by the time of the Oscar party. I had purchased all of those things, being like the Sonos soundbar, the new frame TV, and the frame for the frame TV. I have checked every day since I purchased them. Nothing has been sent. They've just taken my money. Nothing has been shipped to me. And like, they're like, ooh, it's going to be here March 11th. Oh, it's like, oh, so the day after the Oscars? Like, guys, I can't pay this amount of money for something and not get shipping updates after a full fucking week. Was I scammed? Did I get scammed from Sonos.com?
I don't think you're getting scammed.
I could be getting scammed.
Did you like pay extra to get it like shipped early?
No.
Well, then baby, that's your fault.
Well, I just assumed that they would ship it. Like when I order things on Amazon Prime, they fucking get it the order and they ship it.
It's not always how it's done though. What if they don't have it in the warehouse? What if they have the special order it from somewhere? They got to go through the people.
But Walmart, how is Walmart going to tell me that this is going to get to you on March 11th when it hasn't even been shipped? Like whatever happened the day of where it's like, oh, we've put the order in. That's still the last note I get on my shipping when I go to amtrucking.com. And I'm upset about it.
Well, listen, remember that time I bought my couch?
Oh, Lord, I can't have that be me.
They knew, they were like, baby, it's not arriving for 6 months.
I can't have
that. They let me know.
I can't have that. I cannot wait that long for this. I need the frame TV. You know, it took a lot of cojones for me to even order it.
But it's worth it. It's like when the couch came, I was like, worth it. And this is going to be worth it. So baby doll, put your big boy pants on. At least you already have a TV. It's not like you're TV-less. I was fucking couchless, bitch.
That did suck.
It did suck.
That did suck.
And then I had a temporary couch for a while.
But that was good.
It was cute. It was good to nap on. That couch was
Perfect.
good to nap on. Thank you, Connor, for letting me borrow that couch.
Thanks, Connor.
We love you, Connor. And yeah, so I survived. You'll survive too.
We're going to have updates on this every week.
All
and
right.
I better have a different fucking update this time next week because I will not take waiting that long for my fucking TV. I can't wait.
But if it's worth it, you can never wait long enough.
Also, just in other strange news, I told you guys about this on the Discord, but my boyfriend Jackson very kindly got me 23andMe over for the holidays for Christmas, and I was like, oh, that's such a thoughtful gift. I've always wondered where my ancestry is from. I feel like a lot of Black Americans don't know exactly what part of Africa they're from, and so I got my 23andMe results, and like they were very cool. A lot of good information that I was kind of expecting, and like just wondering what parts of Africa I'm from. Looking through it now, there's a lot of Nigerian, I think 26% Nigerian, Ghanaian, from Ghana, and also the Ashanti region of Ghana.
Ooh, one time I had a pen pal in Ghana.
Did you really?
Yes, maybe he's like your cousin.
It could be. And so, we're getting, it's a lot of Southern, Eastern African,
Love
the
it.
Congo area. All of this kind of expected, very cool. And like, I love that I'm getting more information. Things were also surprising because, again, none of my grandparents are with us at this very moment, but I met them all in my lifetime. All four of them are Black people who read to me as Black people, culturally and visually, as I am culturally and visually a Black person. So I assumed because America is America, there was going to be some European things in my ancestry, just because that's a lot of Black Americans that are my age have that for reasons we won't get into because it's dark, but it's true. I was expecting a number between maybe 0 and 10%.
Sure.
And I was like, that seems like a normal amount.
It's a normal amount of white.
A normal amount of white in my bloodstream. When I got this, and it told me that I am 26.1% European, I was like, what the fuck is this? This is not right. Like, I'm like, did they make a mistake? It truly was like, there's an episode of 30 Rock in which he finds out, like, from an ancestry thing that he's like a very large part white as well. And he decides that he's a descendant of Thomas Jefferson. And like, it's a whole very funny bit, but it does shake you a bit.
Well, but it's a little shocking, like, to know, like, what part of
Yes. Because it's 18.8% British and Irish.
Yeah, that's far up. That's because if it was like Spanish or like Italian or somewhere Mediterranean where it's like close to North Africa, like lineage tracks, but like that's high up. That's close to the North Pole. That's in Scotland, that sun does not set sometimes.
Right. Yes. So I just, the numbers were shocking to me.
Yeah.
And, we love everyone. That's nothing bad about being, whatever percentage of white that anyone is. I'm not shading or shitting on whiteness. Great luck to y'all. But I just didn't see myself there.
But you're the one with the luck because you're Irish.
Oh, God. It is great. Like, imagine someone looking at this fucking podcast and being like, one of them
is Irish.
Part Irish. And it's not fucking you. Because do you have any Irish ancestry at this point? Do you know?
My mom's side is like mostly Italian, and we know that there's like some Spanish in the lineage.
Right.
But my dad's side is Welsh, mostly Welsh and Scottish. We assume there's probably Irish in
Right.
there. But when I tell people what I am, I'm just like half Italian, quarter Welsh, quarter Scottish.
Right.
So you're more Irish than I am.
I can't live with that. Like, this is just, it's kind of a mind fuck. We love everyone again. No shade to the whites out there. I just didn't know that this is where my life was.
Well,
like, I didn't know what this meant for me.
Welcome to the club.
Nope, I'm in no club. Much like Barack Obama, if he were to walk into a space, he'd be read as a black person, and thus he has quite the black experience.
And I am read as an Irish person, and you know what? Everyone's wrong. No one should assume.
No one should assume. Oh, Lord. So, yeah, that shook me up a bit. But then today, I don't think I did anything too much of note today. Last night, we went over to our friends Joe and Tim's and played a card game called Sabotage, which I may have talked about before. I've never won the game alone. We played as a couple, Jackson and I, and we won one time, but that was so long ago, and I wanted to win alone. Tim won, and Tim had never won at all. So congratulations to Tim.
Congratulations,
Remember
Tim.
when Tim and Matt Steele were feuding?
We're not feuding.
They were feuding after my birthday last year because it was like, whose idea was it to get more chairs? It's a long story. You'll have to go back and listen to that podcast,
Yeah.
but it was very fun.
We were not feuding. I think you and Joe were feuding for us.
Oh, not at all. I was like, can you believe what Matt Steele and Tim did? They were fighting at my birthday
weren't.
party. You guys should have seen it.
I think if there were two people at that birthday party who would like not feud with anyone at that birthday party, it's me and Tim.
that's what makes it
We're
fun.
We were like the two most easygoing people.
I think Tim's easygoing.
I'm easygoing.
You're easygoing, but like
In a social setting, I'm easygoing. One-on-one, I'm just like, oh.
I think you would be more quick to say, apart from other people, like, I didn't like this person for this reason.
Sure.
I can't imagine Tim saying.
Oh no, Tim's an angel.
Tim's the sweetest
Yeah.
guy, which is why it's great that you guys are feuding. It's amazing. All right, should we jump into the news for idiots?
All right, let's go.
Okay, this is a weird story that I'm still trying to understand. But Miley Cyrus's mom, Tish Cyrus, her husband is named Dominic Purcell. Apparently, he is an actor, I want to say, and they've been together for a minute. The wedding was like a point of contention because like some of the Cyrus children went, some of the Cyrus children did not.
I remember this.
It all was very much like, oh, who's siding with Tish in the divorce and who is siding with Billy Ray. And it came out this week that there are accusations that Tish Cyrus knew that Noah, her daughter, who is 24 versus Tish is 56, had dated her now husband prior to Tish dating and marrying him. So this man is supposedly somewhat of an ex of Noah Cyrus's and now married to Noah's mom.
And that's why Noah was more with her dad. And
Yes.
Miley was.
That is what I am to understand. When you look at this man, he does look closer to Tish's age.
Mm-hmm.
But I would say if I were a mom, the people I wouldn't date would be my kids' exes.
Yeah.
Just-
but when that fire burns hot.
Because yes, apparently this man is from Prison Break. He's 54 years old, which by the way, in what world is a 54-year-old dating a 24-year-old?
I mean, that's another
at
question.
any point.
That's another question.
And also, if you were the mother of the 24-year-old, would you not judge the 54-year-old for dating your daughter? Because it's like that age gap is not okay.
Listen, in the world of rich people, they do so many things that we as common Irish folk
No,
find odd.
we are not Irish folk.
St. Patrick's Day is coming.
I
Oh my God.
should have never told you this. This is going to be the bane of my existence. But yes, so apparently Miley's people had to come out and say that Miley didn't know anything about this. I wonder if this is going to become a big deal because like this is weird. Like this is just weird gossip that I wonder, are we going to get confirmations? Are we going to get more statements from the Cyrus family? It did, as much as I don't really, care so much about celebrities' family lives. It's like best of luck to you all.
Yeah.
This was weird enough that I'm like, I
I'm
do
interested.
actually care how this is going to shake out.
I agree with that. I am interested in the story. I can't say I'm invested in the story,
No.
but I'm interested. I would like to know some sort of conclusion.
I would like all of the Cyrus kids and their mom to be on good terms.
Yeah, of course.
But I'd also like there to be no overlap in dating between... I wouldn't even... Like, if Miley had dated Noah's ex, I would think that was weird.
Yeah, we don't overlap each other.
No.
There was one
time, and there was like
accidental-
a decade in between, and it was the next man.
and we didn't know.
Well, you figured it out.
I figured it out. And
You
did I
did.
keep dating this person? Yes.
Yeah. You did. That is absolutely what happened. And, we love everyone. Good news for you and for people who care about the Oscars as much as you.
Oh,
It has come out this week that past winners will introduce each acting nominee. The thing is, I thought they already did this. Did they used to do it and they stopped or something?
they did it once.
Oh.
Guys, picture it, 2009.
Okay.
I'm sitting there, little homosexual me.
Yes.
And the Oscars, for the 2008 film year start happening.
Okay.
First category, supporting actress, everyone's favorite category. Who walks on the stage? They introduce 5 Best Supporting Actress winners, previous winners from so many different years. And the things rise and they all 5 walk out and everyone's like, what the fuck is happening here? They start clapping and it's Tilda Swinton's in the center. She's the one who won the previous year. And we start realizing like, oh my God, these 5 women are going to announce like the winner of Best Supporting Actress, who ended up being Penelope Cruz. And so instead of clips, they literally just like talked about each person was assigned an actor and they just talked about their performance, like what you did with this role, blah, 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 blah. It was so exciting because it was like, oh, we're not spending like 1 minute like introducing these nominees. We're going to spend 5 minutes introducing these nominees. And let me tell you, if there's one thing that there's like nothing on this planet that makes gay men climax faster than
gay men.
5 Best Supporting Actresses standing next to each other about to introduce 5 Best Supporting Actress nominees. There's nothing better. Like, truly, it was so exciting. What I do wish they would incorporate.
Ooh, okay.
Because when they did it the first time, there were no acting clips. I want acting. You know my thoughts on acting clips.
How long is this going to take if they're going to do this again where each person gives like a diatribe about why the performance is amazing?
And there's acting clips. It's about 5 hours. But you know what? We're starting an hour earlier, and this is why. We got the time, baby. Let's linger all day.
I didn't realize that it was going to be multiple Best Supporting Actress winners. Like there was going to be 5. Oh, okay. Because I just thought it was going to be like 1, which they always do at like the Grammys, where like Olivia Rodrigo gave Best New Artist to whoever won afterwards. So I just assumed it was just going to be 1, but it's going to be 5 people again.
It's gonna be 5 people.
Wow, that's going to take a long time.
Oh, it's great. It's so good though. It's just like so nice and seeing everyone supporting each other. Like it's just like it's nice. If you're an Oscar like junkie like me, you're just like, any way we can draw this out, let's fucking do it.
I mean, like I'm happy for you, but like as someone who's going to be watching the Oscars next week, I'm a little tired already.
Don't be tired. It's fine. Okay. And you're already gonna be mad because you're not gonna be able to hear it in the Sonos sound quality.
You know I won't. And the fucking it won't be frame TV. We won't be watching it in 4K.
It's fine.
It'll be so depressing for all of us.
They did the next 2 years they did, or the next year they did, or no, 2 years after they did try to do something similar, but it was like, it wasn't like fellow winners. It was like friends of, or people who have previously worked with each nominee. And it was something similar, but it wasn't given the breadth, the depth that it was allowed to, that it was given in the other ceremony where they first did it. So I don't know. I love hearing about this shit.
I'm excited for you, and I will be watching my clock.
All right.
I don't need to be sitting there for 5 hours watching this. That's all I'm saying. All right. Apparently, Rebecca Ferguson has refused to work with co-star after being screamed at on set. She says, I remember there was a moment and this human being was being so insecure and angry because this person couldn't get the scenes out. And I think I was so vulnerable and comfortable that I got screamed at. But because this person was number 1 on the call sheet, there was no safety net for me. So no one had my back and I would cry walking off the set. This has... apparently her co-star gave her a dressing down in front of the entire crew, yelling, you call yourself an actor. This is what I have to work with. What the fuck is this? People have come to the defense of Rebecca Ferguson saying, The Rock, I think, was like, I have to figure out who this is, who would do this to a person. The whole internet, it seems, is very invested in figuring out who did this. Rebecca has said it was at least in the past 10 to 12 years of her career that this happened. Ooh. And I have one question. Who's Rebecca Ferguson?
Oh, Jesus Christ.
I have never seen this name in my life.
Well, if you saw Dune in IMAX in 2021, you would know who Rebecca Ferguson is. She is one of the leads in Dune, and she's excellent.
Really?
She is so fucking good in Dune, and I hear she's amazing in Dune 2, which I have no doubt. I cannot believe like an actor would like scream at another actor, especially when that actor's Rebecca Ferguson. You call yourself an actor, like eat shit, bitch.
Is there anyone that like you have in mind, or do you think the gays are circling like someone who could have done this?
I don't know who who all of her like co-stars have been in the past, but I love how everyone's trying to figure it out. I have not done. I don't know all of her like work. Like I don't know.
Are there other movies of hers that I could have seen that I would recognize her from, or was Dune like her breakout?
I don't know. Dune is definitely the biggest one, but Dune is definitely like one of the biggest movies ever. So,
Right.
so yeah, that's insane. The only time I will ever let an actor yell at me is if I am Naomi Watts and, and Lily Tomlin's sitting next to me, and she's yelling at David O. Russell, and I sit there and I kind of like nervously laugh, and Lily Tomlin turns to me and goes, "Yeah, fuck you too." That's the only time I would be like, "I deserve that, Lily. Thank you."
Fucking David O. Russell, what a piece of shit. So wait, I have questions for you about Bradley Cooper's Oscar campaign or like these interviews he's doing.
Sure.
Why does he keep saying weird shit? Like, why are you going around telling us he wasn't initially sure whether or not he loved his daughter? He said something, I guess he was on the Dax Shepard's Armchair Expert podcast, and he was saying that the moment he realized he loved his 6-year-old daughter so much that he would die for her, and it came about 8 months after she was born. If I'm being honest, the first 8 months, I'm like, I don't even know if I really love the kid. It's dope, it's cool, I'm watching this thing morph, I'm fascinated by it, love taking care of it. But would I die if someone came in with a gun? But it's like, what? Like, what?
I don't think this is a weird thing. Look, it's not something that I would necessarily say. I think, but the thing is, like, I think what he's talking about here, and I know that I have not seen the full interview, but I know people online are just like, this was taken like out of context. I think what he's saying is like something that a lot of parents experience, which is where like they have a kid, and they're just like, oh, there's so much pressure, like to, be the best parent possible. And like, and I feel like a lot of parents go through a thing where they see this and they're just like, oh, I'm supposed to feel this way. When am I going to start to feel this way?
Yeah.
Like, because you hear stories like, oh, a kid's born and the parents are just like, immediately I knew what love was. And it's like a lot of parents like feel pressure to experience that. So they don't necessarily know if they're experiencing that, and that makes them like insecure. Like, do I love my kid enough?
Right.
Like, I mean, a lot of like mothers, like when they go through, like right after they give birth, I mean, part of it is, like mothers struggle with postpartum depression and stuff like that. And they're just like, oh my God, do I love my kid enough? I think he's kind of just like being honest and vulnerable in this situation where he's kind of just like, I feel all this pressure to like feel this mighty thing that parents describe feeling. And oh no, am I feeling it? I don't know.
And if he had said those words, I wouldn't bat an eye.
Sure, but
the allusion to the gun and like, would I die for it? Like, it seemed like the phrasing was a little odd.
Well, sometimes when you're in an interview situation,
you
don't say the exact right thing. But also, like, neither of us have seen the full interview, so we don't know what the tone of the interview was.
Right. I mean, it must be a bit comedic. Dax Shepard's a comedian. He also goes on about like seeing his dad walk around the house nude all the time, and that like always being on the toilet, and like the kids seeing him. I'm getting a lot more information from someone that in my mind I thought of as like, oh, you're A-list and kind of not doing interviews like this. And then we got flooded with all this information that I didn't need to know, didn't want to know. It just feels like it's landed on my lap and I don't know what to do with it.
I mean, some parents walk around naked. He's being honest about it. I feel like everyone just wants to like shit on Bradley Cooper this year.
I don't want to shit on him.
Bradley Cooper is very much the Anne Hathaway of 2012.
I'm not
like,
trying to shit on this man. Everyone is trying
to make this guy a villain, and like he's fine, guys.
I'm sure he's fine, but I will say we didn't need to know that. You won't give it. We didn't need to know that. Even if it's something he thought, something he felt, his phrasing was weird. Bringing up the guns, it's weird. It's just weird.
He's just casually chatting with a buddy.
You are put up those blinders on.
I don't know. You want actors to like let their guard down and be real people, and then when they like off the cuff say something that's like a little weird and random, or maybe like a little vulnerable or something, then you're just like, oh, how dare you feel that way? It's just like, guys, it's fine.
I don't need actors to be real people. I've never asked that.
I bet a lot of people do.
Well, that's on them. For me, I would like to not know about your bathroom.
Okay.
For most people, definitely Bradley Cooper. Next up, we have Denis Villeneuve said that movies have been corrupted by television. He hates dialogue. Dialogue is for theater and television. I don't remember movies because of a good line. I remember movies because of a strong image. I am not interested in dialogue at all. Matt Steele, how do you feel? Do you agree?
I fucking love dialogue. He's going to hate my next movie. He's going to hate my next movie. I don't know. Like everyone goes into film making for various different reasons. People like all various different aspects of film. Like there are some directors who are literally just like, it is all about the image. It's about the image. There are other actors who are, or not other actors, well, actors too, but like other, directors or writers who are more like writing focused, and they're just like, no, just sit me down, give me good dialogue. I don't care if they're in one room the entire time. I can appreciate both aspects of like both points of view. This had like some TV people mad because TV is very much like a writer's medium, and the writer's like, Denis, like you can't say that there are no like great movie lines in history.
Right, exactly.
I mean, he didn't say that there are no great movie lines in history. He just said, I guess, that when he thought of his favorite movie moments, he didn't think of like dialogue per se.
Right. Which I guess is fair.
Sure.
Another point of view. I'm with you in that like the movies, the TV, the like theatrical experiences I remember most are ones with those great lines in them. So like the idea of watching a movie with no dialogue at all and being as impacted by it seems very foreign to me, but you know, everyone comes from different schools of thought.
But you're looking for something a little different with your movie going experience. And and the thing is, like, as time has gone on, I've definitely appreciated the visual aspect of cinema much more than I did, I don't know, like 12 years ago.
Right.
Because I just know more about it now. I'm looking for different things, and there are like movies that highlight specific like aspects of filmmaking, and everyone can do what they want to do.
They can do what they want to do.
So if he's not a big dialogue guy, well, I encourage you to check out my next movie, Denis. It's very, very chatty, but you may hate it, but like, please watch the whole thing.
Do they talk in Dune? Did he direct Dune as well, or just Dune 2?
He directed Dune and Dune 2.
Okay. There's dialogue in both, yeah?
Yeah, he's not saying to never have dialogue. He's just saying that like it's the visual aspect of filmmaking that he really focuses on, and as opposed to dialogue specifically.
All right. Best of luck to him. Gabrielle Sidibe is going to be a mom.
I'm so excited.
It's so exciting. Like, what a lovely person. And it's like, she's just one of those people, those celebrities that, again, you feel like you know, but you don't get all the details you don't want about their bathroom and like loving their kids or not or whatever. And the fact that she just jumped on Instagram to tell us that she's pregnant with twins and she and her husband are going to be having these babies. I just am so thrilled for her and excited for her. She is so talented and hilarious and wonderful. And I only want good things for Gabby.
I know. I love Gabrielle Sidibe. I've loved her since
she's a genius.
The second I saw her. She's so great and so much fun. And I want good things for her.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so congratulations.
Jeremiah Brent is replacing Bobby Burke on Queer Eye. Apparently, he is the partner of another designer who escapes me. But apparently, he's had other designing shows and things, and some people are kind of split on his aesthetic. And so I'm excited to see what it's going to be like, if people are going to enjoy the home makeovers as much as they did when Bobby was in charge. But I felt like they were not going to have any problem replacing Bobby when he decided to leave the show, and it seems like they did not.
I mean, I like that his aesthetic is maybe a little divisive, because that means he's going to have some statements.
I mean,
it means he's going to make some choices, which everyone's favorite episodes of Trading Spaces were the ones where the people would walk in and start crying and be like, "What the fuck did you do to my living room?"
There's an episode, like a clip of an episode.
Oh, I mean, iconic episode of television
where like it's the black lady who comes in and she's like going room to room and just like. Like giving the worst face, like, and the lady's like, "Do you like it? I know this was kind of a swing. How do you feel?" And she's just like, eyes darting. She fully fucking hates it.
Well, no, there's also the one Trading Spaces episode where the lady just like is looking around, and it's just like a brown room, and she's just like, "I have to go," and she just like leaves camera, and you hear her like sobbing like in the background of the camera.
I have not seen that.
And Paige and like the husband are just like, "We should go comfort her now." So I mean, maybe what we need on Queer Eye is like the guy walking into his living room just being like, "What the fuck did you do to my living room?"
They would edit that shit out so quickly, because this is supposed to be good vibes only. Everyone's happy, everyone's nice, everything worked out.
No.
See you next season.
Time for a change, darling.
Do you care about Memphis and Christmas getting divorced? These are Big Brother players.
These are Big Brother players. They met Big Brother All Stars 2, which we don't talk about.
Is it bad?
It's the worst season of television I've ever seen. I mean, not that I watch that much television,
right?
But Big Brother All Stars 2 is everyone's least favorite season.
Wow.
It's such a bad season. It was also the COVID season. Right. Like it was hard to make that season good. Okay. But they met there, and the entire time during the season, everyone was like, they're like forming a bond. Like they're not like a showmance, but they're they're friendly. And in my head, I was like, I wouldn't be surprised if they got together after the show. And they did, and they ended up getting married. And now I think they're the first Big Brother divorce.
Wow. How many
Yeah.
Big Brother marriages have there been?
A lot.
Really?
Yeah, more than The Bachelor.
I was going to say.
They have a higher success rate than The Bachelor. So I think this is the Big Brother divorce. So, I hope everyone's okay.
Do they have kids?
No, they were only married for like a year.
I was
or
going to say,
a
if
year
it was
and
the
a half.
COVID season, they got married. They must not have been married.
Yeah,
for
maybe
so
like
long.
2 years max. I mean, it's there. They weren't Big Brother's viewers' favorite couple. Let's just say that.
Do you think they like found each other and like found a common connection because of how weird their names are? They were like, "You're Memphis, I'm Christmas. Let's do it. Let's fuck."
Her name isn't really Christmas.
What? Why would you go by Christmas if that's not your name?
You know, the thing with Christmas on Big Brother, it's just Christmas. It's gonna Christmas.
Oof.
I know. When I went, because she was on season 19 in
Yeah.
2017, and I was like, "There's a contestant named Christmas," and you were like, "What the fuck is that?"
That's still my feeling.
A great thing about Christmas on Big Brother was every time people would say her name or something, like the show would add like a jingle bell sound effect.
Okay, that's fine.
That's about it.
Wow.
She was she was rough.
Who's less liked, her or Aaron?
I mean, probably Aaron.
Yeah, Aaron was the racist, by the way.
The thing with Christmas is it was just like she was Big Brother's like Instagram influencer cast member. Where it was like, oh, she was cast because she has a huge following. And then the show
Got
did
it.
everything they could to keep her in that house, to keep viewership up, including she broke her foot like a week into the show, and a week into the season. And she left the Big Brother house to get surgery on her foot. They let her vote from her hospital bed.
Not okay.
And then they brought her back in the house where she did the rest of the season with a broken foot. The thing with Christmas is she was, I shouldn't be talking about, but we don't have any email my hearts, so we can talk about it.
Right.
She was just like, she was very competitive to the point where she would never take human emotion into account when she was like
Oh.
making her game decisions. So she would like do things which were like fine, game moves that she felt were strategic for herself. But then people would get upset and she would just be like, I don't understand why you're upset. I don't understand why you're upset. So she was just like very aggressively like, did not understand that there's a social element to the
Right.
show. So she was just like very bad at that. And so everyone was just like, ugh. And just like the whole, her being like Big Brother trying to push her on people
Right.
when it's everything she said, it felt like she was trying to sell you something.
Oh.
So like, it was just,
How far did she get?
she came in third place,
Ooh.
Big Brother 19, and like fifth place or fourth place, Big Brother All Stars 2.
That's wild.
But yeah, they got together and their divorce. I hope everyone's okay.
Yes.
There's no children. They didn't have a kid together. So
I think that'll make things easier.
It makes
That'll
things easier.
a bit
Wish
cleaner.
everyone the best.
Absolutely, we do. There was a rumor that Fifth Harmony was reuniting, and that rumor has been debunked. They are not reuniting, and that's for the best. Normani needs to focus. We can't split focus.
That's true.
We have an
Why would
album.
Normani reunite? I didn't even think about that when there was that rumor
When
going
that rumor
on.
came around, I was like, no, this is Normani's year. All y'all can wait till you guys really need a reunion that can be years and years down the road. You guys just broke up. Like, let Normani put this debut album out. We're focused. We love that cover. We love the album title. Apparently the clips are good. I try not to listen because, we're going to react. But yes, Normani, still on the move.
Still on the move. She's on that rocket ship flying away.
That's true.
Speed of light.
And lastly, Dune 2 did great. So that guy who hates dialogue knows what he's doing because
Yeah.
he made $81.5 million domestically and $97 million internationally. So it was a total of $178 million globally. And that's amazing.
And it was a $190 million film budget, I think.
Oh, great.
So yeah, I think the first one was like 150. This one is 190. And so people were kind of just like, damn, why do we give movies like 250 and all that if like $150
I
million
know.
one is making all this money? It's like, well, let's not pretend 150 million is chump change.
Exactly. That's not nothing.
But
But if anyone wants to give us that, we'll make a movie.
I don't need that for my next movie. All I need is just a camera to turn on so you can hear a fuck ton of dialogue. Some might say too much dialogue, but you
This-
know what I say? I don't give a fuck.
That's true. You're not making it for them. Apparently, it will surpass Part 1's entire domestic haul of 110 million before next weekend. So,
great.
congratulations.
I hear it's excellent, so I'm excited to see it. I
Are you
loved the
seeing
first
Wednesday
one.
or when are you seeing seeing it?
I don't know.
Oh, you don't have that
Sometime
plan.
this week.
All right, great.
I don't have a plan. I fly by the seat in my pants.
Until Oscar Day comes,
Until
and then you
Oscar-
show up at my house at like noon so you can watch all the red carpets.
Hey, yes. These are important.
All right, Matt Steele, is there any more news for idiots you'd like to share with the people?
I don't think so.
All right, great. Well, we're going to take a quick break and then be back with more 2K Mats.
It was a very lonely break.
It was so lonely. It was just the two of us.
Hey, building castles in the sky.
We really were.
Yeah, we're used to like chatting with the people on the live stream.
Not tonight.
Well, that's that. But, it's nice to have like just the two of us again.
It is nice.
We rarely have that.
It's true.
It's usually we're performing for the people. No,
Right.
now we're performing for each other.
Yeah.
Are we? Is this performance?
I don't know. I don't know if
Whatever.
it counts as a performance or not. But before we go on, I just have to say thank you so much for listening to or watching the podcast this week. It means so much. And it would actually mean even more if you went to your Apple Podcasts or your Spotify, left us a 5-star rating or review. Again, we do only accept 5 stars. If you have something lower than that, keep it to yourself. We want to make sure this reaches as many people as possible. So it would help so much to leave that rating for the algorithm. And also, if you really enjoy us, go to patreon.com/2gaymats. And that's where you can, for as little as $5 a month, be a part of the Discord, meet friends you haven't met yet. We actually have an Oscar voting pool happening as we speak. If you get the most winners correct, we have all the nominees listed, and the person who gets the most of the winners correct gets to say, okay, here's the list of all the upcoming Patreon requested videos. This is the one I want to be done next, and we'll do that one next.
And that's who they think will win or should win.
Will win. Should win. I mean, doesn't mean anything.
Should win. You. The prize is like getting that satisfaction
That's
of
true.
your favorites all winning.
Matt Steele will be very happy for you. We'll be happy for you. But yes, you also get a shout out on the podcast if you get the most right. The most guesses right. You want that.
Oh, that's the prize, baby.
I mean, I'm excited. I need to look up things to make sure that my votes are good, because it's like I've seen like 5, I think, now of all of the Best Picture nominees. I might see Poor Things before the show itself.
Okay.
But yeah, and also we're going to be announcing officially our live show first on Patreon. I think that link for the Eventbrite link to buy tickets if you're in the LA area is going to go up on Patreon first. So if you want to make sure it's not the biggest venue, you want to be there, be square. You got to be there. If you're in the LA area, go to patreon.com/2gaymats, and by Sunday or Monday of next week, you will get that early link and be able to buy tickets to come see us live in LA.
Yeah. And you might also get a big giant Taylor Swift playlist made by Matt Steele.
That's true. All of that is incoming.
Yeah, that's what the people really want.
It really is.
Fuck
People-
the live show.
I mean, the thing is, there are definitely Swifties out there that want to see how you wrote all of this, and they can't wait for them to get their wish.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I can't wait to see how it turns out either. I'm still editing.
I'm excited for you. So
Yes.
apparently we don't have email wires this week.
No, and whenever that happens, we always go, hey, live stream. What questions do you want to hear us answer?
We don't have a live stream.
We don't have a live stream. We have nothing.
We have nothing.
We have nothing
That's
but
what
the-
Whitney was singing about.
I know.
It was the night that during the Bodyguard where she couldn't live stream. And she was like,
God.
I have nothing.
We have nothing but the shirts on our back.
Yes, and that shirt that ruined everything.
This shirt.
It was a ruiner.
Listen, stop blaming my shirt for your problems.
It's your problem too, Ben.
Okay.
But Matt Steele.
Yes.
What's been giving you moments, darling?
So I'm going to talk about something that you probably want to talk about too. And it is the show The Traitors.
Oh my fucking God. Yes.
It is a show that, I enjoy very much, but, I'm critical of because it's a new show.
There's going to be spoilers
They're
during
finding
this
their
section.
footing.
Just so we're clear, if you don't want to be spoiled about Traitors, we're going to spoil it.
But, it is it's an entertaining show, especially this season's cast is just like
It's a brilliant
dynamite.
cast.
And everything. But, I am critical a little bit about like the actual game itself. And
Yes.
sometimes I find the edit just like, why are we watching the same people gasp over and over again? But let me tell you, whoever edited this last episode, the round table in particular, deserves every Emmy award in the goddamn book. They
Yes.
need to have 5 previous Emmy winners for editing of a reality show come up on stage and just introduce this person, because the editing of the round table, this was the round table where, spoiler alert, it was very well known that Phaedra was going to breathe her last breath in that Scotland castle. And so it was kind of just like, okay, how good can they possibly make this? Because we all know what writing is on the wall here. Because after the previous banishment, everyone was just like, okay, even Phaedra's alliance was just like, it's Phaedra. There's nothing like, and Sheree was upset. But the way they edited it
was great.
To have everyone sort of like, it showed all of her alliance, like finally voting for her, being like, Phaedra, I'm sorry, I love you, but I have to vote you out. because I do think you're a traitor. Just like showing their sort of heartbreak in that, just being like, I've stood by you for so long and I just can't do it any longer.
Right.
And then seeing Phaedra's face the entire time, just like trying to like play it cool, but still you realize she's just like, I've gotten got. And then you see like the people who've been gunning for her like for a while, like the Trishelle and the CT, and they were just like, Phaedra, I'm voting for you again with like the utmost respect. Like, and so there was just like, even though like there were people who've been like fighting against her for so long, just like the reverence that was given to her,
Absolutely.
the face of the season.
Yes.
Was just like so, it was satisfying to watch as a viewer because it's like, yes, they finally got her, yes. But then still there was that emotional like heft to it of just, I'm so like, I'm weirdly like proud of her.
Yes.
But I'm also like weirdly like devastated that this era is over.
Right.
And so there was just so much emotion just wrapped up in that edit, and they milked it for everything it was worth. That 10 minutes, however long it was, so good, so good. Give that editor the Emmy, or multiple editors if it was edited by multiple people. Give them all the Emmys. It was great.
A beautiful moment. I was very sad.
Beautiful and thrilling because it was like the comeuppance.
And it was like she could have done the thing that Dan, or like she could have tried to place blame elsewhere.
She could have thrown Kate under the bus,
but she was just like, sometimes you just get tired of fighting. And you're just like, good for you. Leaving with your head held high. You didn't do the thing that some people have done to you in the past, and you didn't blow up anyone's game. You didn't make like a whole, I don't know. It was like she had made peace with the fact that it was her time.
Yeah.
It was tough to watch as a person who's really been rooting hard for Phaedra and think that she did do a great job. But at some point, like there was no, like it was like Dan's last roundtable.
Yeah.
It was like, there's just no way you're getting out of it after so many weeks of narrowly getting by.
When both legs have been chopped off, you're not winning the race. Okay. You can crawl your way to the finish line, but it's just, and a thing that with traders for me where I'm a little critical is just like these people are like saying, like giving them these zingers and everything, but like it doesn't feel like there's any like substance here because they're all just kind of accusing each other.
Right.
Like there's no basis like for the accusations, and so it's kind of just like they're kind of like saying so much while saying so little. But with this, there was real like substance in what they were saying, what this moment was, what was happening, and so hats off to the Traitors season 2 episode 10.
Yes. I can't wait to see. I believe Sandra and the Faithfuls, whoever is left, are going to win. And I'm excited for Sandra. I'm excited for CT. I'm like, who's else? I mean, if Sheree wins the fucking money after like the joke of the season is like, does Sheree know what show she's on? Like, does she know what's happening? If she won, it'd be iconic. I'm trying to think if there are any other Faithfuls there that I want to win.
Trishelle, she should absolutely win. Thank you.
She is not on my list.
Trishelle is on my list.
A monster. She's incredibly annoying. She's condescending. She like makes my skin crawl. I'm still mad about the peppermint thing where she had no leg to stand on and made the biggest accusation after nothing. She's so incredibly whiny. Whenever she doesn't get a shield, she makes a whole big thing of it. Trishelle can go. Kate, before you get found out, kill Trishelle.
I imagine Kate is killing Trishelle. I imagine Trishelle's days are numbered.
Yes.
But I mean, I think Trishelle's been great this season, even though like the thing is, I don't find her any more annoying than anyone else this season.
I find her so annoying.
Everyone is pretty equal level of annoying to me, which is what a reality show should be, I think. And so, but the thing is with the peppermint thing is whenever you watch a reality show, the first 2 rounds are always based on nothing. And I guarantee you there were other people who were getting accused of stuff for literally no reason that week. And it was probably just edited out because the peppermint one is the one that stuck.
Sure, but I don't know, just when she repeated the story, the fact that she went so hard at Peppermint, completely baselessly. It's like, if I were there for the first 2 rounds, why would not be like, I saw some stuff, but like nothing that substantial. Like, I realize you have to kick someone out, but like the way that she was so dogged in her trying to get her out. And then again, Phaedra was a traitor, but she just gets so dogged with these people in a way that she did not with Parvati. She's like, Parvati's a broken bird. Let's not even go after her. So I just feel like Trishelle, I'd love to. It's like she's like Peter. It's like you were so dogged. Even though you're right, I can't root for you because the way you go about it makes my skin crawl. Best of luck to you.
Skin crawl
Skin
is real,
crawl,
is real dramatic.
and it's my feelings, and I've expressed them.
It's not that bad.
Hey, it's bad.
They're playing. You are way probably 1,000 times worse in a game of Mafia.
I am amazing at Mafia.
You are probably screaming
I'm not
to the
screaming.
hi-hat. You scram just now.
I did scram now, but that's because I'm mad at Trishelle.
I have seen you in games, and baby girl, you get way more passionate than all those traders players combined.
I don't like if I don't win a single round of something. Every time she didn't get a shield or that like CT didn't light her fucking flame, she's like, how could this happen to me? I can't believe I wasn't given the shield. I know it should have been mine. It's like, girl, just play the game. It's like, didn't come my way this time.
But see,
next up.
I think you're being dramatic even
I'm
about
not.
it. She was not like screaming about it.
She was whining.
She was told in the confessional, how did you feel about CT not giving you your thing? And she was probably just like, I feel like really kind of shitty about it. Like she's just doing what she knows. They all know they're there to make television. And they also probably know, like, if I don't have a strong feeling about a certain specific scenario, I'm not going to get airtime. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cry a little bit about this CT thing, and so that there's something to edit. There's some juice there.
God, but wouldn't you, if you've been on reality TV for as long as Trishelle has been, wouldn't you know how to make yourself come across somewhat likable? I am not the only person. I'm not like one out of a billion people who dislikes Trishelle watching the show. So clearly she has made an error in the way she's presenting herself, because now she's online tweeting like, Phaedra, I've watched all the Trader seasons and Phaedra's the best one that I've ever seen. It's like, get out of here. It's like, fine, I'll accept the compliment, but my eyes are on you. Likeability down the toilet. Bye, Trishelle.
I just think people are being very dramatic just because they love Phaedra a lot.
It's not because of just Phaedra. It's the way she's done. Okay.
If this is the worst like contestant you can think of on a reality competition show, then you would not be able to handle some seasons of Big Brother. You would not be able to handle Christmas Abbott.
I'm sure I would. I'm sure she's a monster too.
Let me tell you, Christmas went after people.
Well, I think Trishelle has things to work on. I hope she sees herself and decides to change.
I think she'll be fine.
I'm excited for her change.
Okay, what was your giving me moments
For me, I have
this week?
several. I had traders on my list too, so I'm glad we got to discuss that together. I just have to say, I feel like there's a theory in the Bravoverse that Summer House and Vanderpump Rules cannot be good at the same time.
Okay.
And luckily, a good thing about the fact that Vanderpump Rules is like borderline unwatchable, Summer House is amazing. Summer House is so fucking good. They have added this new cast member named West. They have not had a good new male cast member on the show, I'd say, in 5 years. Like, everyone comes in, is boring and hot, and then gets kicked out at the end of summer. Mm-hmm. West, I imagine, is going to be on this show for years. He is so funny. He is like quick-witted and charming and like cute, but not like aggressively handsome in a way that like that's his whole personality. And he and Sierra have this great flirtation. It's wonderful. And then the whole thing was going into the season. Remember when I was like, oh, Lindsay and Carl, these people from Summer House, they were going to get married and they called off their engagement and they were trying to make it like a Scandival situation, but it really wasn't. The whole time that was happening, the hubbub online was like, oh my God, I can't believe Carl did this. Carl called up producers at the end of the season after they had wrapped filming and broke up with this girl on camera. Like, how cruel. He like basically like ended their engagement on television after the cameras had gone down.
Yeah, I remember
So for the months before this has aired, everyone's like, oh my God, I'm Team Lindsay. How could Carl do this? How could Carl do this? I've never liked Lindsay, so I was always like, I'll wait and watch. It was mean. The idea of calling your producer and being like, watch me dump this girl is mean. Okay. But we're 2 episodes in. Okay. Carl and Lindsay come to the house for their first weekend, and they get in a car, and Carl's a sober person. He's been sober on the show for years. I'd say 2 or 3 years by now. He very openly is like, I used to have trouble with cocaine. I was addicted to cocaine and alcohol. My brother has died from addiction. I don't partake in that anymore. They get into a fight that we unfortunately don't see. You know, I hate that. But we don't see he and Lindsay get into this fight. But it's in front of 2 other cast members, and they're on the way to some club in Montauk or something. Lindsay immediately turns around and like brings this girl, that the only girl she's friends with in the house, back to the house with her to complain about Carl and the way he talked to her. And basically, she was worried that the girls were going to be mad at her for riding with the guys. And Carl was like, I don't think that's a big deal. Lindsay freaks out, looks at him in his face and says, what are you on? Ooh. And it's like, the fact that you are going to talk to a sober person, and not just a random sober person, but your fiance in a way that you're accusing them. And it's not like, oh, you did a drug and like that's bad. It's like, no, this person's in recovery. Like that's not like, oh, you did something bad. That's a relapse and something to be taken seriously. And if you really thought that, you'd lead with concern and not accuse them
to make it a plot point on an
a
episode.
television show.
Yeah.
And she comes back and she's complaining to Gabby and she's like, that was cocaine, Carl. I know it. And it's like,
That's
girl.
like villain on a reality show behavior, not fiance on a reality show behavior.
That's your fiance. And
Yeah.
Carl's in his confessional being like, this is the person I'm supposed to marry. She's going to treat me like this and say things like this about me. And I'm saying, this, of course, the show's excellent because this is like real drama based on real life. But it's also like, Lindsay, you cannot treat the person you are with like this. Like, it's so beyond the pale awful where I just don't even, it's honestly surprising to me because this is now the beginning of the summer. It's surprising to me that they stayed together for as long as they do. Because I think we're in June, they don't break up until September. It's like that, I mean, I am not sober, but if I were sober and my partner accused me in that public of a way in front of people and on national television, that's kind of like, oh, we're done. In my eyes, like I can't marry you. I can't be with you. So I advise you all to watch it as much as it's going to be hard to watch for some people. It is
This horrible thing happened. Everyone watch it.
but sometimes with the Bravo shows, when something horrible happens that's real, that's when it's something good to watch because there's so much bullshit that happens.
I mean,
watch
sure.
Vanderpump. But the Summer House has something real happening in there. And even if it is tough to watch, it is very real. It is riveting. And I recommend.
I mean, you know, I love those scandalous seasons of Big Brother.
Hello, and this is a
like, this is
scandal.
real shit,
It's
girl.
real shit.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think. Do I have anything else I need to talk about? Really? No, because it was just traders. It was just also apparently Jackson and Brittany, who used to be on Vanderpump and are starting their new show, The Valley, are getting divorced, and they've separated and they announced it. And I don't know if it's real or fake, but they're announcing it like 2 weeks before their show premieres. And I'm like, that seems convenient, but it's also like I won't hope that someone's getting divorced, but if he treats her the way that he treated her when they were on the show together, they shouldn't have gotten married, in my humble opinion. So I don't know what's happening there, but just FYI.
Thank you for letting us know.
I'm happy to bring you all the Bravo news I have.
There's a lot of big reality show divorces.
It's true.
Yeah.
Christmas in Memphis, and now this.
Guys, does love even exist? Now that Valentine's Day is done, love doesn't exist.
We'll have to
anymore.
see next week when the Love is Blind weddings happen. Who says yes, who says no? Which, by the way, most of them should say no. Whew.
Okay. Next week is the Oscars. I'll be focused on other things.
You can hold two truths: Love is Blind and the Oscar.
Okay, when you talk about Love is Blind on next week's live stream,
Yes.
if it works, or next week's podcast at
Yes.
minimum, I let just know I'm not listening.
Okay, I'm fine with that.
And that's okay. I'm just warning you in advance.
And know that when there are 5 like best supporting actors talking on stage, know that I'm not listening.
Okay, you know what? I'm glad that we are already established this with each other.
We're on the same
And just
page.
let you know, the live stream, I guess, will be a little later. Coming a little later next
It's
week.
True. It'll be whenever the Oscars
if
are
at
over.
all.
If at all. So
It will. It'll work.
It will.
It'll
We're going to be
fine.
positive.
Yeah.
So Matt Steele, is there anything else you want to tell the people?
I don't think so. I love you all so goddamn much.
We love you so much. Thank you so much for listening and or watching the podcast. We'll be back next week with more 2 Gay Mats, the podcast.
Bye.
Bye.